Hello and welcome to Vipers Voices with a difference, because it's Vipers Voices on the move. We're with Captain Lockie Ferguson as we head to the captain's pre-match media commitments, photograph and also a media conference on the eve of the final against the Dubai Capitals. Lockie, thanks so much for being with us.
No worries.
It's an exciting time, isn't it, for the Vipers?
It is, yeah. It's a big day tomorrow. So very excited for the group, the work they've put in all season, and obviously getting us to this point. But yeah, with finals, anything can happen. So I know the boys are resting up today, but very excited for the game tomorrow.
Lockie, what are your emotions coming into this final? Joy or a little bit of frustration as well, given you missed the semi-final?
Yeah, look, injuries are an unfortunate part, particularly of my job, but hurts even more when you're the skipper and you want to be there right to the end. But it's not about me at the same time. It's very much about the squad, and I think throughout the campaign we've shown we've got great depth in the squad. We've lost players through injuries at times, and obviously losing the experience of Faka back for home duties. So again, it's about the team, and Sammy's been excellent in taking over that leadership role with my absence. And I know from a team point of view, the guys are just really excited to be there, and it was an exceptional game last night, a true team performance. Dan Lawrence sort of summed it up, I thought, really well. That you look across the board from bowling, batting, and even fielding. I think everyone played their part in that win, which is something I think the Vipers very much pride themselves on.
What happened to you at the back end of Qualifier 1 against the Dubai Capitals, and what's the prognosis?
Yeah, unfortunate. Just on that second to last ball, I was trying to bowl as fast as I could. Yorker, they only needed one to win off two balls. So yeah, I just felt a little ping in my hamstring, which is unfortunate. Don't really know how else to put it into words, but unfortunately he doesn't allow me to play tomorrow. So I'll be very much supporting from the sideline. But yeah, look, with the depth we've got in the squad, again, you could see in the game last night how well balanced we were. I'm sure the boys won't miss me too much.
How difficult was it to watch the Qualifier 2, or did you always feel as though it was in control?
No, I've got full faith in the team. Junior's been doing such a great job skippering in a couple of games that I've missed, and I think the leaders in the group as well have been great at stepping up when the time's needed. The conversations we're having around the game, not only on the park but leading into the games, has been great. We've had different voices speak up at different moments, so it shows you how much the team cares about how the team's going, how their fellow teammates are going, and I think we've been speaking about it a lot all campaign, how we're celebrating successes of other teammates. And from my point of view, certainly from the coaches and the management, that's something we really try to push, because we know if a team plays well together, tries their best for their teammates and focuses on trying to allow the team to win, then you often go quite far. So certainly had no doubts in my mind that the guys were going to front up, and I think the same will happen tomorrow.
Let's speak about two players in particular. You could argue they're two unheralded players. Nathan Sauter, who had to come into the side in the absence of Wanindu Hasaranga, who's gone back on international duty with Sri Lanka, and Kuzema bin Tanvir, who I'm sure many people wouldn't have even heard of before this tournament, the UAE quick bowler. Both of them played really key roles in that victory in Qualifier 2, didn't they?
Big time. Kazi's been outstanding for us. Even from the first training, he's a player who wants to learn. He's very young in his fast bowling career, but you can see how much skill he's got. He bowls quick. He's got a beautiful action, something that I probably wish I had something like that. And a beautiful wrist. So he nailed his Yorkers last night. Once again, came straight off after the bowling innings and was still trying to learn and see what he could have done better. But he's been outstanding for us all campaign, and you can see even in the short time he's been here how quickly he's grown as a player with the opportunity that he's got. So a very exciting prospect for UAE. It's really nice to see a local player have that kind of success and fit into a team and play so well. And similarly with Souts, obviously had some opportunity earlier in the comp before Haas was here. But again, last night he was outstanding, and you could see with that caught and bowled how much it meant to him. It's not easy from his point of view being on the sidelines and not getting as much opportunity as potentially he would like, but when he comes on the park, he leaves it all on the field, and he's been like that throughout the whole campaign. He's been adding to the team off the field. He's been coming on as substitute fielder for us, and really the ball doesn't get past him. So really happy for him. Was Viper of the day yesterday as well. So you can see how much the boys are happy for his success, and I'm sure tomorrow he'll be chomping at the bit to get out there and try to get the win for the Vipers.
Let's look ahead to that final against the Dubai Capitals, and I've got to ask you how important you think the toss is going to be. There are 14 matches so far at the Dubai International Stadium. 10 have been won by the side batting second, chasing, but that includes 7 of the last 8 matches. Is that going to be a significant factor? Is it simply going to be win the toss, bowl first, win the match?
It's never that simple in a final. There's no doubt that winning the toss in these conditions, sort of subcontinent, it plays a bit of an effect. So good thing that Sammy was tossing yesterday, not me. But look, there is an importance around it for sure. I think, as you've said, chasing seems to be a bit easier. The ball slides on a little bit, but with our batting attack, the way they played against Delhi the last game, posting a big total, I've got no doubts that the boys can do that first inning, should that happen. But those are the things you can't plan for. Our team certainly doesn't. Regardless of the toss, the boys are very positive, knowing that they'll take on the game, and we have so much experience, so much faith in the whole lineup that they'll get the job done. And again, when it comes to bowling, whether it's first or second, I think we talk about how the boys have bowled all tournament, and we've taken a lot of learnings from bowling in the first innings, and then when it becomes a bit more challenging, just relying on our skills a little bit more, changing the field to make adjustments, trying to get the batters to second guess. So in the first semi against Dubai Capitals, I thought we were so close, and sometimes T20 cricket falls that way, where it doesn't quite go to hand during the game, or edges happen, and certainly it's not a blame game, it just happens in T20 cricket. But we were doing so much right throughout that game, and even to the last over, I thought we had it in the bag, and things don't quite fall that way, but we've got another opportunity now, which is great, and I think the boys will take the learnings as much as possible, but most importantly focus on what we've been doing well all season, and there's no doubt that the boys will be fronting up tomorrow.
You mentioned learnings there. Now, what are the key conversations that are going to be taking place ahead of the match? Things that haven't gone so well against the Capitals so far. Obviously, they've won their 3 matches against the Vipers in 2025. Things that haven't gone so well so far and can be improved upon for the final. What are those key conversations?
I think you talk to any team. Every player is trying to improve, regardless if you've played 1,000 matches like Halesy, or you're sort of starting out your career like Kazi. I think the reason why players get to the top is that they're trying to learn and trying to get better each time, trying to read the game and try to learn from mistakes that have happened in the past, but also sometimes just understanding that you can bowl a good ball and it can go for a boundary, and sometimes when you're batting the same thing can happen, you get a good ball. So I think this group's been very good at not just talking before the game, not just talking on the field, but actually the conversations we've been having in the coffee room. I think that's been a great addition, but I've just really noticed the group's getting along so well. The culture's been so good that players feel comfortable enough to talk to senior players like Junior and Halesy and Mohammed Amir and the likes, trying to learn from their experiences, and then try to adjust their games accordingly depending on the conditions. I think with Dubai, the wicket's been a little bit different than like a Sharjah and Abu Dhabi. There's been a little bit of assistance there for the bowlers, and I personally think it suits our attack really well. We've played a lot there as well, so the batters understand what the wicket might play like. But when it comes to finals, it's anything can happen on the day, which is the most exciting part. But certainly from my point of view, now taking a little step back and viewing the group from a little bit of distance, I just can see a lot of enthusiasm and excitement coming into a finals. the boys are relaxed, and they obviously want another crack at the Dubai Capitals. So I'm personally looking forward to watching the game tomorrow. I'll be cheering my little heart out on the sideline. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting day.
Well, talked about learnings. Of course, you were recently part of the Washington Freedom side that won the MLC in the USA. What can you take from that success, winning in a final as well, and perhaps bring to this group now?
Yeah, look, it's been nice to be part of finals in the past, and I think talking to players of different experience levels, they actually tackle finals differently. Some players really like to pump it up in their mind and make sure it helps them focus a little bit more. Some players like to just sort of view it as another game of cricket and make sure they just focus on what they do best. So from a leadership point of view, the coaching staff, they've got a very good understanding of the squad and what they require. You can see the passion that Mo showed yesterday in that qualifier, and that's the way he plays. So I'm sure he'll be leading us from that point of view. But look, I think from a leadership side and coaching side, we just encourage guys to express themselves, to take on the game, to continue to be attacking in the field with the ball, with the bat. It's served us very well so far in this campaign. And if we go out and put a performance like we have been doing for 90% of the games, I've got no doubts we'll come out on top. So it's exciting finals. As I said, anything can happen. Hopefully we get a bit of rub of the green our way, but if not, I'm sure we won't necessarily need it to get across the line.
Now, one of the threats, of course, for the Capitals, in fact, two of the threats are two players you know very well, David Warner and Sam Billings, two players you played with most recently at the Thunder. What can you do to keep them down?
Yeah, Davey's had a bit of a tough back all week, so it's unfortunate how it happens, but I'm sure he'll be up for the final, as will Sam Billings. And they're high quality international players who have had success at the top level, who have played finals as well, and I'm sure the conversation they're having within the team will be similar to what our leaders are saying in ours, that it's exciting, but just go out and express yourself, express your strengths, take the game on, and if it's your day, make it your day. So I think from a player's point of view, you want to play finals because you want to test yourself against the best and you want to come out on top, and I very much feel like within our group the guys are just excited for the game. Of course you're nervous. If you weren't nervous you wouldn't care, so I think nerves are a great part, but look, they're resting up today. It's been a busy tournament, but at the same time the boys, I'm sure will be fizzing for tomorrow and looking forward to taking on the best in the world.
That's been a key element, hasn't it, what you talked about there, resting up, because you've been very big on making sure that when players are not playing cricket, when there aren't any games on, get away from cricket, don't think about cricket, relax, and then come back fresh for the next action.
Definitely. From my point of view, it takes a lot out of you. We sort of build up to the game, your arousal levels are high, adrenaline's pumping, and then you sort of have a late night that night because you might not get to sleep quickly, and then if you've got a one-day turnaround, when you're having a day off, you don't necessarily want to be talking cricket and trying to dissect what you've done well and what you've done badly the night before. So from a Vipers point of view, Fozzie and I had some great chats earlier on about just giving the guys a day off. We can talk about cricket on the game day, and then I think it's helped with the players. They've had time to freshen up. A lot of the partners and families have been over here too. So, we're here to play cricket, of course, but it's nice when the families are here and you can enjoy Dubai and the lovely sights and being a tourist here. But I think from a mental standpoint, with a tournament jam-packed as it has been, you need to have times to refresh so that when you come to the back end of the tournament, you're excited to play the game of cricket. You've got energy. You've not feel like you've played too much cricket or been sort of squashed down by too much strategy and cricket chat. So for some players, as I said, it's different. Some really like to get away. Some like to train on the day off, and and that's okay too. So, but I think it's worked well for us through the campaign. I genuinely believe the guys have so much energy for this game tomorrow, and they're so excited, of course. So, I think it's worked well on that front, and I think the feedback from the players has been good too.
And what would victory mean for you and the Desert Vipers tomorrow?
Well, it means everything. I think from a player's point of view, you want to win you want to win the trophy. That's what we're here for. That's why you play every tournament, to win. But I think from a player's point of view, we want to do it for our teammates. We've been talking about celebrating each other's success, but not only for our teammates, the management, the support staff, the likes of you, all behind the scenes that have helped make this trip so enjoyable for us all. I genuinely believe that the culture and the family of the Vipers has aided us so much in terms of getting to this point. So of course we want to perform on a personal level, but when you have extra motivations like the family that we've built, that makes it that much sweeter. So as I said, the boys are resting today with their loved ones or getting on the golf course or stepping away, but tomorrow, once we put our Vipers kit on, it'll be all business, and the boys will be doing everything they can to get the trophy.
So there we are, Vipers voices on the move with Lockie Ferguson, the captain of the team, on our way to the pre-match media event. And rest assured that when the match is over on Sunday evening, we'll be back with a wrap-up of the final and hopefully the sight of the ILT20 trophy alongside us. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that one. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be with you again next time.